What is up, guys? This is Brandon from G Swaps. Well, I guess it's time for me to explain what's going on here. Basically, I am pulling the head off of the old G23 turbo and changing the head gasket on it, and also adding some eagle rods into the motor just to get a little bit more strength. As you can see, I've already got the turbo kit off, the radiator out, and part of the intake taken apart. But I'm just going to do like short clips. I'm not really going to have a full video of this, but just kind of as I get there and take pieces off, I'll do a little commentary. Well, guys, it's definitely time for a new head gasket. You can see on the rails up here all the chocolate milky looking oil stuff. That's because water and oil got mixed, and I just kind of drove it just because I didn't really have no other way to go. But it was pretty reliable. It still ran whenever I started doing this, and I'm just actually just going to go ahead and just rebuild it just because, But anyways, yeah, valve cover's off. I'm just kind of getting an eye of what's actually what the inside looks like. I mean, who else doesn't like a chocolate mocha sundae with a little bit of horsepower? I don't know, I'm just bored and decided to say that on this video just because I thought it'd be funny. But anyways, pulling the head right now, so far getting ready to get the cams out. What's up, guys? It's Brandon from G Swaps. This is actually a new day today, and I've finally gotten the head off, and I've made a decision on what I'm planning on doing. The motor still cranks over, but as you can see, it has a little bit of rusty cylinder walls a little bit. It did have a blown head gasket. That's confirmed, and I did let it sit. That was the biggest problem. Like, I blew the head gasket, drove it around for a little bit, and then whenever I didn't have a chance to rebuild it at the time, I let it sit. So it's been sitting for about 3 months now, with a blown head gasket. Now, on a side note, that's okay, because I plan on rebuilding the engine anyways and throwing new pistons and rods in it and just kind of doing the whole 9 yards with the motor. What is up, guys? This is Brandon from G Swaps, and I'm just here showing off this new engine I just picked up the other day from a Facebook subscriber. And I really appreciate what you've done and helped me out get this thing. But in the process, I'm going to have to end up buying some new pistons for it. But I just picked up this H22A4 ABS sleeve block, and it also came with 3 good Wiseco pistons and four good rods. But one of my pistons is like completely destroyed, as you can see. But on a side note, I'm just going to end up ordering a whole new set to go with this engine. But I've got another engine that I plan on working on. I've got this F22B engine, and it's basically a JDM version of the F22, except for this one originally had a twin cam head. So I plan on actually doing a G22VTEC build with this block. So as you can see, I've just kind of stuck an F20B piston in it, and the F20B pistons are the pistons that I plan on using on this engine because it's the same bore. I don't have to change anything, and they utilize the same piston rings. So it'd be basically like running a, just same piston, same bore, same everything. And the pistons fit on the rods nicely, which I have a set of aftermarket Eagle rods to put in it. So soon to come, we're going to have a G22VTEC and a sleeved H22A4, but that'll come later in time. We'll end up having this one first. And I'm also going to end up rebuilding the G23, which, well, unfortunately it had rusty cylinders since the last time I blew the head gasket on it and didn't have time to pull the head and replace everything. So I'm just going to pull it out and put this one in after I build it, and then go ahead and build a whole nother G23 engine, because I have parts for it too. Eagle rods, aftermarket pistons, and just all, number of things. So, but in the process of doing all this, I've also got another H22A4 that has iron sleeves that have been machined into it a long time ago by a buddy, and ended up picking up it. So I may end up having more than one iron sleeve engine that I plan on using for my turbo car. A few different ones. We're just going to play around with these and just see what they can do. Yep, well, this is all I really have to say right now, but I may continue this into another video later. But thank you, guys. Have a great day. What up, guys? It's me, Brandon. I'm still out here in the garage working on this stuff, And I have got the oil pan off my F22B engine that I plan on building the G22VTEC out of it. And I have to say, well, Honda, I am impressed. I am impressed. This engine has an 85 millimeter bore, which can use the same piston as a F20B piston. But the first thing I noticed right off the bat is that this block is not the same block as a F22 block. It is definitely not. It's more honestly on the closer side of an F23 block, because if you notice, the girdle goes all the way across on both sides, which kind of makes it, in all honesty, that adds strength to the motor. And I'm impressed. I am glad that this engine has this, because wow, that means it's going to be a strong bottom end. Not dogging on other H22s or F22s, but they don't have that. Only F23, and now that I've got this oil panel. What up, guys? It's a new day. This is Brandon from G Swaps, and I'm just continuing my F22VTEC, F22B video, which I'm going to turn into a G22VTEC. Well, basically, I was talking about last time how the F22B also has the same girdle as an F23 that makes it more like an F23 block, and I really, really like that fact. Also, on the same note, I'm about to throw some bigger rods in it. This also has a 95 millimeter stroke, and it takes an H23 A1 rod or F22 A1 rod. But I've also got F20B pistons that I'm going to put into it, and these are OEM pistons with steel rods, steel eagles. So basically, I'm going to go ahead and take these pistons and these rods and just go ahead and throw them in this block just so I can get my turbo car back up and running again. I'm not going to put my G Swaps balance shaft delete kit in this motor. I don't think I'm going to do that with this one, just because I really would like to get my engine back up on the road as quickly as possible, so that way I can be driving my car. It is going to be a G22, so it will have my G Swaps. G22, G23 kit installed on it, so that'll be cool. At least it'll have that part. Just won't be full-blown race car with the balance shaft delete kit, but that's all fine. I also plan on taking and shimming the oil pump right here, so I'm going to just take that plug out right there and put a little shim on the spring to give me a little bit better oil pressure, because again, I am going turbo. So anyways, this is just a recap of what I plan to do with this engine and how I plan to get my car back on the road. I also have other motors too as well, but this seems to be the one that's going to be closest to getting going, and it's a different one, and it's a G series. So, but also on the side note, I just picked up this other block the other day, and it's an ABS sleeved H22A4. I do plan on going through it again, and I'll probably will go ahead and put the balance shaft delete on this one. Also, it came with eagle rods and an H22 Wiseco pistons, but one of them were cracked. So I'm going to switch out with like Aries pistons, maybe the Humble Performance Tram pistons, which are basically Aries V2 or version 2, new owner apparently is what I heard. But I might end up using those instead. So instead of Wiseco's. But on a side note, I've got a couple engines to put together and build, and have a couple backup engines for this summer's race car season, and I can't wait to be out there racing with you guys. It's going to be awesome. Anyways, I'm just going to close this video out and say, thank you, for watching everything you do, all in the comments, everything. Like and subscribe. This is G Swaps, Brandon speaking, and yeah, so like and subscribe, and have a great day, and you guys have an awesome Wednesday. So thank you. All right, bye.
What? Check this out.